Voice of Indonesia from Indonesia to the world. Indonesia has a lot of friends. One of them is Tunisia. And this beautiful country is having a national day on March the 20th. So we'd like to talk about it and also talk about the relations between Indonesia and also Tunisia with the ambassador of Tunisia, His Excellency Riyadh Dridi. How are you?
Hi, good morning. Good morning to you and to all listeners of Voice of Indonesia. This is good morning again, and this is maybe I'm familiar with this studio. I came here before, so I say hello to all of you. Thank you very much for receiving me and for this occasion on before the celebration of the National Day of Tunisia. It will be on Monday, the 20th March. We are celebrating our 67th anniversary.
67.
Yes,
Wow.
of independence. We got our independence in 1956, and from that date we started the building of a new country, modern. We based on our budgets on education, on healthcare, and now Tunisia is one of the countries that have the best rate of educated people, and we are looking forward to doing more progress, and we wish to Indonesia, our brotherly country, all the best.
I can feel the joy that from this national day that is coming for Tunisia. I can see the smile on you coming from that.
Yes, yes, of course, we are proud. Each country is proud of the independence, because
Yeah.
we got this independence with the struggle of our people and the long combat, long history of combating, colonialism with all countries like Indonesia. So we are together, start from the early years of independence, and even before. Indonesia supported Tunisia to gain its independence, and we thank Indonesia and its people for its support. And we are proud of this friendship between our two nations, and that's why I'm happy that all Indonesian people are sharing with Tunisia, with the embassy, this great moment of independence.
And talking about Independence Day, it always reminds us about the struggle against the colonialism. But the whole world just had a struggle against the pandemic. How was Tunisia during the pandemic, and how does it recover today?
Yes, we went through 2 years, maybe more. All countries in the world, Tunisia and brotherly countries like Indonesia, we went to this very, very hard moments, of lockdowns and of scenes of people who are suffering in hospitals, and so it was sad, but hopefully this pandemic showed that all countries in the world can work together in order to recover. And hopefully, now, and in Tunisia, we started our recovery with the support of Tunisian personnel, medical personnel, and people, and also with support of countries in the world, from them Indonesia. So it's a great moment now that we see that we are going through a new phase of recovery, a phase of economic growth, and we see here in Indonesia that recovering is very, very fast, and we are happy that in Indonesia the economy is recovering very fast. And I've been to many cities in during this last few weeks. I've been traveling in Indonesia, and I see many tourists, and I am happy that tourism is back and the economy is back. So we wish, and we see a bright and good future here in Indonesia, and hope this will be in Tunisia also and everywhere.
Okay. And as you said before, that the recovery in Indonesia is kind of quick. In Indonesia, it's because we have a lot of small businesses. They are the one who supports the nation.
Yes.
But how about Indonesia? What supports the nation so that it can stand until now amid the pandemic?
Yes, like every governments and Tunisia, Indonesia did the Indonesian state and government had a very good policy to support SMEs and to support these important component of the economy to resist to the impact of COVID and then to recover. Also in my country, we had some support to these small businesses and mainly the tourism sector.
Oh, the tourism was still alive at that time.
Yeah. Not during the first year, the tourism sector was suffered, but with the support of the government to the people who are working in the tourism industry, hotels, restaurant, and cultural, activities. So there has been a support to this kind of activities, so that they resist and then to prepare the recovery for for the tourism sector, and the tourism sector will bring other sectors of the economy to the recovery. So it's like a circle of different sectors of the economy which had the support from the government to resist and then to start the growth again.
Yeah, talking about tourism, I'm thinking what kind of place that I will visit Indonesia next, maybe this year or next year. All of us will go to Indonesia. Would you like to go here? People in the studio?
Yes, maybe there are many nice places in Tunisia. Whether in the capital, you will see Carthage, you will see the Medina with the old mosque of Zaytuna. Whether if you go, Tunisia has a variety of touristic sites, from the north to the south, and you will discover a lot of diversity in the cultural and tourist sector. So please come and visit Tunisia, and I hope you will discover a good country with a lot of common points with Indonesia, because we are both from the Muslim world, and we share these values of tolerance, of openness. So I see, as Tunisian, I see myself. I find myself in Indonesia like home, because we have the same habits and the same values. The people here are very nice. So it's very nice.
Very similar, very nice. Yeah, and I think Indonesian coming there will feel like home.
Yes, absolutely. We have hopefully now the numbers of Indonesian diaspora or Indonesian people living in Tunisia is growing. We have many Indonesian students they come to study in our universities, and also in the other side, the Tunisian community, Tunisian citizens living in Indonesia, the number of them is growing. So it can be a bridge between the two countries. Human exchange is very important, and we have. Every year we have many Tunisians. They come to Indonesia for tourism, to discover and to enjoy this beautiful country. So and we are encouraging also Indonesian people to come to Tunisia to visit. There are a lot of history. A country which has 3,000 years of civilizations, with many civilizations, because Tunisia is in the heart of the Mediterranean. So it's a country of exchange, a country of bridge. And by the way, our two ministers of tourism met, I think, last week on March 8th, the Tunisian Minister of Tourism and His Excellency Minister Sandiaga Uno met in Berlin, tourism and travel fair, and they discussed about the way how to develop cooperation and to develop the exchange of tourists between the two countries.
Yeah, okay. Talking about the cooperation too, we have the Indonesia-Tunisia preferential trade agreement and expectation on that.
Yes, actually, the volume of trade hopefully is growing from year to year.
Okay.
Last year we witnessed a peak in our exchange, and we look forward to develop and promote more the exchange of goods and services between our two countries. And this is, like you said, this is the objective of the preferential trade agreement. We started the negotiations, I think, few years ago, and our negotiators, the both countries, are committed to quickly finalize this PTA, and we hope in the near future we can find our team, negotiator, find a very good compromise for a good PTA for both countries.
Okay, and of course about the trade, about the economic relations, usually the policies of each country, sometimes it makes it easier for the two countries to have the cooperation, and sometimes it is a little bit tricky. And talking about the policy, Indonesia is going to focus on the industry downstreaming. How do you see it?
Yes, actually, Indonesia is an emerging country. It's a big economy. Indonesia is part of the G20 economy. It's an important country with a lot of potentials, especially in industry. So the industrial sector needs, fuel and needs, chemicals. So I think the Indonesian government is putting emphasis on this sector, and it's right. I think the policy. A developed country needs a strong industry, and Indonesia is going to the phase of being an industrial country. So we wish all the best to our brothers here in Indonesia, and I think it's the right policy to go from a phase to another phase and grow with a strong economy.
But is it a good opportunity too for Tunisia to have the cooperation with us?
Yes, absolutely. We are cooperating in many fields. Trade. We are cooperating in education, tourism, and of course, industry. Industry is very important sector on which the two countries can collaborate and cooperate. So I think both sides are focusing on sectors, and industry is one of these important sector of cooperation in the future.
Okay, so if we can put it in one sentence, is 2023 a good year for our relationship?
Yes, I think it's a good year. So I can't say it's good year. So all years of our relations are excellent, are good, and we are working both Indonesian and Tunisian side to do more. So I think it's very, very important, and we value. So we have these very, very strong relations, and we work on more expanding and developing our relations.
Okay. And to build the relations, I think we should know each other more. And you mentioned before our interview that there will be an event related to your National Day.
Yes, actually, we are organizing some events. Of course, in Tunisia, in Tunisia, there are a lot of events, at the national level and the local levels. In the celebrating the National Day, you will find, the streets decorated with the flag and people enjoying, and there will be a speech from the head of state to the people about, what's happening in the country, because, maybe I can explain more. Tunisia in the last year went to a reform process of our political system, of our constitution, started in 2021 on 25th of July, 25th of July to 2021, we started this long process of reforms. And hopefully now we are celebrating the end of this process, because during the last 2 years we organized a national consultation. We presented a project to the people, and we asked them, how do you see Tunisia in the future? How do you see our political system? How do you see our economy? And based on this national consultation, we organized a referendum on a new constitution on July 25th, 2022. And this new constitution was adopted. And based on the new constitution, all this process finished, last year by organizing elections, parliamentary elections. And then we have a new assembly, and then we are thinking to start a new reforms of our economy and all the fields.
We expect that will run so smoothly.
Yeah.
And to end this, it's too short to talk about this, right? I still have a lot of questions about our two beautiful countries. So what is, to close our interview right now, what is your biggest wish in this year's National Day?
I wish to both Tunisia and Indonesia, growth and happiness for all people, and for our countries, more progress and prosperity in the year ahead.
Okay, it's a nice message. I think it's so simple but has a lot of meaning.
Thank you.
We hope the same too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador. We wish you the very best for your National Day. And Voice of Indonesia listener, that's our short chit chat, and more about Indonesia and also about our friend countries will be available on our website voinews.id and also our YouTube channel VOI Official. Thank you, and stay tuned with us in the Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.